This episode is all about a really cool technique for pitching and chipping that I learned from Dave Pelz. It has nothing to do with practice, nothing to do with technique, to be honest. It's all about the strategy and shot selection, and it makes total sense once you get it.
This is Golf Essentials with Casey Bork.
When it comes to your chances of success chipping and pitching around the green, shot selection is often just as important as the actual technique itself. Here's what I mean. I played golf with a guy the other day, and he had about a 30-yard pitch shot, and his goal was to bump the ball or land the ball on the top of this knoll and then have it bounce forward and release to the flag. What he did was he hit the ball just a little bit too far. It hit the back side of the knoll and then caromed directly over the green, and he was really screwed. So I think the shot that he hit was really close to perfect, but his shot selection was off. And here's what I mean, guys. So I learned this from Dave Pelz, and I think it's a really little known mindset or approach, but I think it makes a ton of sense once you know about it. So we always, when we're planning our pitch shots, where the ball lands, where we're planning to land the ball, we always want to try to look for troughs, so sort of low areas to have that ball land as opposed to high areas like mounds, okay? So if we're trying to land the ball on a particular part of a mound, right? Let's say there's an ideal position where that ball's going to land and it's going to bounce forward predictably and release to the flagstick or our intended target, right? We've got that ideal position on the top of this mound or someplace on this mound. Now, chances are when we hit the shot, we're going to miss that spot. We're either going to be a little bit too far or a little bit too short. So if it's a mound, if we're a little bit short, the ball hits the face of the mound and it kills the forward momentum of the ball, and the ball comes up way short. So just being slightly short yields a result that is way short, okay? Conversely, if we hit it just a touch too far, like this guy did, he hit it just on the back side of the mound. He only missed by a couple yards, but because of that forward bounce hitting the downslope of the backside of that mound, the ball went way too far. So his margin for error was super, super narrow because he was trying to hit the ball on the top of a mound. Now let's look at the other way. If we're trying to land the ball in a trough, so imagine a little depression, a low area on the green or a low area in the fairway. If we hit our mark, the ball moves forward, it bounces predictably the right distance. We're good there. If we hit a perfect shot, we're good in both circumstances. But what we're trying to do is increase our margin for error. So with a trough, if we hit the ball a little bit too short, we're actually hitting a downslope, right? So the ball lands on the downslope and kicks farther forward and releases closer to our correct distance. Conversely, if we hit it a little bit too hard across the trough, we hit it a little bit into an upslope, and it kills the forward momentum. So pitching the ball too far, the ball doesn't release quite so far, and it is closer again to our end goal. So landing on a trough allows us the opportunity to hit the ball a little far or a little short from our intended landing point and have it still work out pretty good. On the other side, trying to land the ball on the top of a hill, if we're just a little bit off, the margins are increased, they're exaggerated. So that pitching and strategy alone, without working on any technique, just understanding the principles of troughs versus hills, always seeking out troughs, I think is going to help your short game.